You'll know exactly what to count on when you're old and sick. Have you ever thought about what's most important to you in your golden years? In old age, things we used to take for granted, like money, things we own, and even the company of loved ones, often turn out to be less reliable. We'll look at the touching and inspiring lives of 3 seniors who learn what it means to live on purpose in this video. Their deep words will make you think about how you deal with getting older, staying healthy, and leaving a lasting impression. If you stick with us until the end, you will learn things that will change how you act now and in the future. Before we begin, I want to invite you to stay until the very end. I'll be sharing one special tip that could bring a bit more joy or clarity into your day. It's something small but powerful. If you find a connection here, please click the like button, subscribe, and activate the bell to stay updated on everything we share. And if you're here with me, drop this in the comments. I'm here and grateful. It helps me know we're walking this path together. When you get old and are sick and stuck in bed, you will have a profound epiphany. When you get older, the things you thought would keep you going, like having a family and getting rich, might not give you the comfort and strength you thought they would. Time relentlessly advances, akin to a river, guiding us along the path of aging. That was so long ago, but now it seems like it was just yesterday. The years will go by so quickly. When you think about what makes you happy as you get older, you may realize that it's not things, or even spending time with people you see. Your choices, experiences, and outlook on life are more directly related to your happiness in old age. Have made. Chen Ding, an actor who is very honest, once thought about this and said, "In the end, we all end up in the same place." He said that the most important things are the way we live our lives and the decisions we make every day. In an interview with Wang Zhenggu, Chen Ding's point of view came out. In the interview, people talked about death and how important it is to live in the present moment. He said that even though we all die, what matters is how we get there and what we learn. To show how important this is, let's look at the lives of 3 elderly people who have handled the passing of time with grace and wisdom. After giving it some thought, they've decided that their own choices about how to spend their golden years, not outside factors, are the most important thing for a comfortable retirement. Their lives shed light on what life and death are all about, and maybe their stories can help you find your own way to enlightenment. A few years ago, an error led to the incorrect online reporting of Chen Ding's death. He was in a strange situation because of this. Most people would be scared by this kind of false report, but it didn't change Chen Ding's mind about anything. Knowing that he was going to die soon helped him look at this event with a philosophical distance. Death will always be there, but he said it was worth it if you could make 2 hours of talking fun. When we look at life through this lens, it becomes very clear that even though death is certain, the things that really matter are the things we do every day. As it was said in Approaching the Edge of Life, getting old usually means getting sick and dying. If you get sick in your later years and have to stay in bed, you may realize that not even your blood relatives are always there for you. Similarly, you may find that your current financial situation doesn't bring you the same happiness it once did. Because some things we can't change, it's important to keep an open mind about both life and death. We only have so much time, so why not choose to look at life and death in a more positive way and try to make every day count? If you think about what the following 3 elderly people went through, you might realize that in the end, the only person you can really count on for support is yourself. Their stories show that as life comes to an end, what matters most is not what is happening around you, but how you choose to live your last years and how you feel about the end that is coming. You can find peace and happiness by learning early on how to handle the last parts of your life with grace and acceptance. This method helps you maximize your time, find value in every moment, and prepare for what's next. 1. Chun, who was married to a professor at Peking University, took care of herself and didn't go to the doctor. Chun, who was married to a famous professor at Peking University, was known for how well she took care of herself and her decision not to get medical help. In 2017, a shocking story came out about an old woman who, with her children by her side, chose to fast to death at the age of 96. This woman was Chen CK, and she was married to the well-known and respected professor Xiaobashu, who taught at Beijing 101 Middle School. In the last few years of her life, just 2 or 3 years before she died, a reporter once asked her what she wanted to do as she got older. Teacher Chun smiled calmly and said, "I have 2 goals. First, I want to feel less pain and live a healthier, happier life. Second, as I get closer to the end of my life, I want to die quickly so that I don't become a burden on other people." These goals were shown by Teacher Chun's life. It was mentally and emotionally ready for her to leave at any time by the time she was 70. She told her children that they should not try to revive her if she got sick or couldn't take care of herself. Teacher Chun was determined, even though her kids didn't understand and begged her to change her mind. She said it clearly. "I have no regrets at this point. My only desire is to live one more day with quality. Today must be lived to the fullest, even if I leave tomorrow." She strongly believed that being sick for a long time and slowly getting worse was much worse than dying. Teacher Chun lived her days with grace and purpose when she thought this way. In her daily life, she read books and newspapers, worked out regularly, took care of herself, shopped for groceries, and cooked meals. Living on her own gave her a sense of satisfaction and completion. She stayed physically healthy well into her 90s and rarely needed medical help. She took care of minor illnesses like headaches, fevers, backaches, and general body pains by changing what she ate, getting massages, and making other changes to her lifestyle. In her mind, she was different from the majority of older people who want their children to be with them all the time. Instead, she wanted her children to visit less often. To keep from feeling lonely in her own home, she left the TV on, which gave her a sense of presence through its voices and songs. This plan made her feel less alone. Please leave the first comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. Teacher Chun was worried about having too much free time, so she made a study plan that included current events, literature, philosophy, astronomy, geography, drama, sports, and more. Her proactive approach kept her mind active and kept her from getting depressed. She believed that she could achieve both health and loneliness on her own. "My experience has taught me that the body is one's own," as Teacher Chun put it so well. "You are the only one who can feel how cold, hot, painful, or itchy it is." Both mental and physical health can be kept up by sticking with things and adapting. Life is like drinking water. Only you can tell how hot or cold it is and what it tastes like. If someone needs help, they often look to outside sources, like medical care or the company of their children. But Teacher Chun's story shows that these outside sources often only treat the symptoms and not the causes. Real improvements in quality of life come from being self-reliant and motivated. From Teacher Chun's own life, we can learn and share a few important lessons about how to live and think. 1. Learn about medicine and health. It's important to know about your own body and health. You are the best person to speak up for your own health. Genes, lifestyle choices, exercise, and taking care of yourself can all affect how long you live and how healthy you are. Learning about medicine and health and being aware of your own physical condition can make your life a lot better. Doctors can treat symptoms, but the person with the condition knows it best. 2. Building up your willpower. Building up your willpower is important if you want to stay independent and self-sufficient as you age. For older people, It's important to do things that they need to do, not just things that they enjoy. This includes everyday things like walking, cooking, going to the store, and washing dishes. Even though these daily tasks might be boring, if you stop doing them, you might not be able to do them at all. Having the skills to take care of yourself and do daily tasks is therefore a great blessing as you get older. Sticking with these activities will help you stay independent and happy with your life. 3. Trying to grow spiritually and culturally. Seniors can greatly improve their quality of life by pursuing spiritual goals and taking part in cultural activities. People over the age of 65 should enjoy life, stay up to date on current events, and keep an open mind. They can handle problems and illnesses better when they have these kinds of attitudes. Older people can get over their fear of death over time by learning new things, thinking about their lives, and building their own spiritual worlds. When this fear goes away, they often enjoy life more. But those who can't cope with their fear may feel more anxious and depressed. By taking part in spiritual and cultural activities, old age can become a vibrant and active time, full of new ideas and constant intellectual stimulation. Case study: Shujin Kin, an elderly woman from Peking University, is a great example of how to handle your business with grace and foresight. She took care of her own estate so that her children wouldn't have to. In 2023, an 86-year-old user with the online name Succulent Never Ages shared her well-thought-out plans for how she wanted to die. Clear-headed woman Shujin Kin graduated from Peking University Medical School and made important contributions to China's efforts to prevent and treat infectious diseases. In her retirement, she used online videos to share her life experiences and thoughts. In one video, she talked about how she was getting ready to die. By 2020, Shujin Kin had sold the small house that she had built up over the years. She had given this choice a lot of thought because she knew that transferring an inheritance after an unexpected death could be hard and complicated. She made sure that the money could be easily used, given away, and inherited by selling her property for cash. After her husband died, Shujin Kin took care of all the necessary steps herself. This included going back to her old job at Qinghai to settle the pension and funeral costs. She was happy to see familiar faces at her old job when she got back. She did realize, though, that her kids would have to deal with these things in a place they were not familiar with, which could slow down the process. Shujin Kin came up with a useful way to deal with this. She got her co-workers and her daughter to work together in a small group. She gave her co-workers the job of managing the process and eventually giving the money to her daughter. This proactive approach made the process easier and cut down on the chances of problems. The story of Shujin Kin shows how important it is to plan and prepare carefully. Taking care of these things before you die may seem hard, but it will make things a lot easier for your family and friends. Leaving property to kids can be good, but it must be managed so it doesn't become too much. To assist her children, Shujin Kin also wrote a detailed guide outlining the steps that needed to be taken to handle her affairs after she died. Along with the lessons she learned from her own experience, this guide has useful tips for people who want to handle similar problems quickly and wisely. 1. It's better to give money while you're still alive than to leave money behind when you die. When older people decide to give away some of their assets while they are still alive, they can help their children and grandchildren in meaningful ways. This can include giving money as a birthday gift, paying for care services, or covering living costs. By doing this on a regular basis, they not only make a real difference in the lives of their children and grandchildren, but they also avoid the complicated and time-consuming processes that can come up after they die. Giving while you are still alive also makes family members feel grateful and appreciative. It gives the elderly a chance to see the good things that happen because they are kind, and to make memories with their loved ones that will last a lifetime. People who do these kinds of kind and helpful things can be deeply grateful and remember them for a long time. If, on the other hand, money is only given out after death, it might be seen as a given or an entitlement, which could lead to feelings of expectation instead of gratitude. So, giving while you're still alive makes relationships stronger and makes sure that the effects of your kindness are felt and appreciated right now, instead of being a distant memory that may not hold the same personal meaning. 2. Dealing with Social Security, salary, and pension issues can be hard and take a lot of time. You must pay meticulous attention to details and adhere to specific rules. If you have children who are available and able to do these things for you, you need to prepare them ahead of time. As part of this preparation, they will be taught the steps and made sure they understand all of their details. Start by giving a full outline of each step, including the paperwork that needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and any specific steps that need to be taken. You could set up a series of lessons or give out written guides that explain each step in great detail. Make sure you talk about common problems and questions that people may have, and give real-life examples to show how to handle different situations. In addition, if you think you will need to give these tasks to other people, you should set up a clear and effective way to do so. Make a list of contacts or a group for communication, and make sure your kids can easily get to all the information they need. This could include ways to get in touch with Social Security offices, pension fund representatives, and any other important groups. Getting this information together ahead of time will make the change go more smoothly and give your kids the confidence to act quickly when they need to. 3. If you don't want to inherit things like houses and cars, you can sell or give them to someone else while you're still alive. People who are leaving behind things like houses and cars that might be hard to move around should think about selling or giving these things away while they are still alive. This proactive approach can help your heirs avoid problems and make the process of managing your estate easier. Check out how the market is doing right now and talk to real estate or car experts to make sure you get a fair price for these things. It's also a good idea to think about how to manage financial access tools like bank cards and mobile payment passwords. To make it easier for your family and friends to access these accounts after you die, write down these important details in a safe place. This information should be kept in a complete archive, which can be on paper or in electronic form. Make sure this archive is kept somewhere safe and easy to get to, and think about telling a trusted person or your lawyer where it is. By doing these things, you can make things clear and easy for the people you want to receive your money, which will help them get to it and manage it without any problems or delays. Please leave a second comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Thanks for your time. 4. Make sure there is a way to carry out any special last wishes ahead of time. Setting up a clear and workable process ahead of time is important to make sure that any special last wishes are carried out without any problems. This proactive approach lets you plan carefully and avoid problems in the future. For example, let's say a neighbor who lives in the apartment below is getting close to 100 years old and has always wanted to be buried at sea. The neighbor took a number of planned steps to get ready to grant this wish. He started by looking into the specifics of sea burials, including how they work and how much they cost. He also called the local funeral service center to get more information. This meant learning about the legal requirements, getting the right permits, and finding the right service providers. After getting all the information he needed, he made sure that his wishes were clearly understood and legally binding by writing them down in his will. He wanted to be buried at sea. By doing these things, the neighbor not only made sure that his dying wish would come true, but he also made it easier for his family and loved ones to deal with this difficult time. This organized approach shows how important it is to plan, talk, and make sure that special last wishes are honored and carried out as planned. 5. Keep up with the digital life archive. More and more older people are making and keeping up with online accounts where they share texts, pictures, and videos in this digital age. But these accounts often stop being used, and they can be taken back if they are not managed properly. Setting up a full digital life archive is important to protect one's digital legacy and make sure that important information can be accessed by loved ones. This means writing down all account information, like usernames, passwords, and other important details, so that future generations will be able to access and manage these accounts. Gaming's life serves as a powerful example of fully experiencing each moment and avoiding any regrets. The 70-year-old farmer from Yingjianghu was told in Chongqing that he had stomach cancer that would kill him. Even though he had many treatments over the course of 2 years, his condition did not get better. Guo's youngest son was deeply affected by seeing his father suffer. He was determined to fulfill one of Guangquam's lifelong dreams: to see the sea. Gu's son made the heartfelt choice to stop all further treatments and take gaming and his wife on a life-changing trip abroad. It was meant to be a gift and a chance for Guoqing to try something new, but the trip ended up being surprisingly relaxing. On the first day of the 88-day trip, Gu Kwame went to the South Pacific coast and did some unusual things, like collecting jellyfish and sea cucumbers. It made him so happy to give this fresh seafood to his wife. Guo Qing also got to show off his new guitar skills to students at Queensland University during the trip, which earned him praise and applause. Their wedding anniversary was one of the best parts of the trip, and Gu's son planned a special party to honor it. Going to the skydiving paradise of the Great Barrier Reef, Guo Kwame experienced the thrill of skydiving, which was a memorable and exciting way to celebrate their anniversary. On this important day, Gu Kwame also made his wife a flower wreath out of wildflowers he had picked as a way to show his love and appreciation for her unwavering support while he was sick. Guo Kwame's health miraculously got better during this journey of new experiences and fulfilled dreams. He showed signs of getting better after more than 2 months of traveling, and eventually got completely better. A lot of people were moved and inspired by this story, which got a lot of attention online. It shows that not having any regrets, being open to new experiences, and seizing chances to make dreams come true can have a huge effect on your life and health. Thank you for being part of today's message. If this message resonated with you, please consider subscribing and pressing the bell to continue your journey with us. And if you're open to a little universal magic, drop your age in the comments. Many believe that declaring your years with pride sends a ripple of strength and vitality through the universe, and it returns that energy right back to you. Stay strong, stay curious. This is your time to thrive.